Flopsy and the Easter Bunny Olympics, Part 22 of 40. Cedrinum, standing with Bright Hides, saw Bustle and me as we approached our 90-deep squad and motioned for us to come over. Bright Hides, without preamble of hello, said, "We've had a report from what Cedrinum plus other bunnies has described as a very unreliable source that Flopsy here assaulted you on the track, Bustle." Bright Hides' words hit me like a fire hose of despair. I felt completely deflated, as though I'd climbed to the top of the highest blue steeplechase obstacle, stepped off and landed with all four legs spread wide, and hit the ground in a rib-smashing belly flop. "And of course, Tempestus Lacus implied the same thing," Bright Eyed said to Bustle. "Lacus showed your fall. He showed your struggle over the Jumbotron," he said softly and solemnly. "He stopped his poise and pageantry judging in order to share with everybody, both here in the arena plus millions more watching on television, you being tripped from behind by Flopsy. Millions of bunnies across North America watched you fall and struggle. Lacus showed you courageously rise and continue your race despite having been, as he said, attacked. He presented a picture of a courageous doe who, even in the face of great obstacles heaped upon her by a malicious assailant, valiantly continued racing. Tempestus accompanied his stunning video of an injured you approaching then crossing the finish line via TV and Jumbotron with a narrative that strongly suggested that this was no accident, that Flopsy attacked you on purpose." Bright Eyes turned to me and softly added, "And then the Jumbotron flashed to a picture of you, Flopsy." "Considering the source of the report," Cedrinum said to both of us, "and that Tempestus interrupted his judging of the poise and pageantry event in order to make his PSA, while also taking into account that the two of you just reappeared looking like the best of friends, is there any action you'd like me to take, Bustle?" "Sir?" Bustle asked. Bright Eyed sighed. "We're obliged to ask if you feel that Flopsy attacked you, Bustle," he replied without inflection. "A bunny on hand indicated that Flopsy ran into you maliciously, but the half-dozen medics that came to aid both of you contradicted that report. I'm asking you if you desire follow-up." "Who said such a thing?" Bustle asked. "And no, I am certain that Flopsy did not attack me at all, yet alone on purpose. And no, I do not require or desire any follow-up action against Flopsy." "Thank you, Bustle," Cedrinum said calmly and quietly. "We were required to make the inquiry. In fact, we should have made the inquiry when we were alone. Flopsy, would you please be so kind as to wait here one moment while we take Bustle aside and ask her a few more questions? Terribly sorry to do this, but we need to make sure everything is done by the book, all right?" "Yes, sir," I said with a nod, averting my eyes after answering so he wouldn't see my tears. "Well, I'm not," Bustle declared. "He's done nothing wrong." "Yes, Bustle, we understand that," Bright Eyed said softly. "We need to do this to protect Flopsy. We need to follow procedure on this so nobody can claim that having Flopsy present when you were interviewed in any way intimidated you so you couldn't speak freely. Do you understand?" "I was racing down Woundwort when I crashed into you," I said to Bustle. "I'm certain he gave a very biased first-hand account of what happened." "Oh, I see," Bustle said with a sigh. "I'm sorry, Cedrinum. Sorry, Bright Eyes. I should have known better. Yes, let's do this right away." "Very well, Bustle," Bright Eyed said softly. "Flopsy, wait here for us, please. I would like very much for the three of you to rejoin the group all together." I nodded my agreement and watched as Bright Eyes led Bustle and Cedrinum a few meters away. I could see Bright Eyed speak, then Bustle answer. This back and forth took less than 4 minutes, and though my back was turned to our fluffle the whole time Bright Eyes and Bustle spoke, I felt as though all 176 eyes of our squad were staring at me. Bright Eyes had the final word before he nodded to Bustle and made his way back to the track. I watched as Cedrinum and Bustle walked towards me, their faces bright with big smiles. As they reached me, Cedrinum said, "Smile, Flopsy. Show everybody that you two are fine and the truly fast friends you have obviously become, yes?" "Yes, sir," I replied, doing as he said and feeling a bit better as we turned and started making our way to the group. Looking up to where the fluffle waited, I was startled to find only one pair of eyes staring at us, but I wasn't surprised to see that the single pair of eyes belonged to Woundwort.